Hi everyone. So in this video of Talk with Toppers, we are interviewing toppers from Civil Service IFS exams. So today we have with us Arushi Mishra. So she has cleared IFS exam 2018 and right now she is in training. So we are going to have a good conversation with her about her experience of preparing for UPSC and the strategy she followed and the life in the academy. So we have more to discuss with her. Welcome Arushi.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you so much for inviting me on this platform.
So, can you give a little background about your education and the native place?
Yes, to start with, I come from Raebareli, a place in Uttar Pradesh, and then I pursued my graduation from IIT Roorkee. And then I started preparing for the services. So I gave the 2018 IFS examination and the results came in 2019. And that was a happy moment for me because I got selected and currently I am pursuing my training in IGNFA Dehradun.
Okay. So coming from an IIT institution or an engineering background, so how come this thought of giving an UPSC exam? Because as we have seen recently, more engineers are coming into it. For you, what was the factor which made you start prepare for the UPSC exam?
See, the background I come from, it's like I come from UP and there is a lot of craze about these services.
Okay.
And I think that the reason for it lies with the fact that we are a huge population and we need a lot of development. So this service, while I was pursuing my graduation, this service offered me a happy blend of two things. Like you will get a good career structure and progression, but you'll get a more satisfied life where you can contribute in the lives of others in a more fruitful way. So I thought that my aspirations with my life and my aspirations from the background that I come from will give a better result in this service. I can contribute better.
Okay. So recently there was a movie, Shani, I hope you have also watched. So
Yes.
showing the life of a female forest officer. So you are also right now in training. So how do you feel being as a woman or a female forest officer in training? Was there any difference or difficulty? What you felt? And how was your life as a female forester in training?
Now the Sherni movie is out, so it is very easy to tell the people as well because what we work and. With respect to that work and with respect to the training, I think that there is no gender difference, or I did not feel till now anything that restricts my ability to perform because it is a gender neutral service. However, there might be some difficulties that you might face that is perceived because of the tough the training is and the kind of service that is required. It is in different terrains or it is very difficult as people perceive. But I guess that is being taken care by the academy because they train us so well in the morning and in the evening, and then there is a lot of technology and you have very helpful people around. So I think that it balances out even if there is a slightest possibility that you might feel alone.
Okay. So right now you are in training and it is still an ongoing process. So what was the best thing or a good thing you felt or which you liked about in your training till now?
See, till now, if I would say, it will be the Corbett introductory tour that it was. Precisely because you get to see and you get to visit the places which are normally very forbidden.
Okay.
And you go there because you are the guardian of that place. You need to serve that place better. So while we were on the trek, we went for a trek of 17 kilometers in the Corbett inside, in the core area of the Tiger Reserve.
Okay.
And it was so serene to see the forest, but at the same time it was so scary to walk alongside the footsteps of the tigers.
Okay.
And we were just counting on that this is a female tiger paw and this is the this is a baby tiger. So it is something that is a blend of serenity and excitement and adventure. So I think that in the training this affected me the most.
Okay. So as UPSC is one of the toughest exam, people struggle a lot of them do hard work and struggle to get into the service, and it takes some lot of effort also, and for some years also.
Right.
So how do you manage to struggle through this, or what kept going for giving the exam repeatedly till you get selected?
Right. So as I can also say that my journey for getting selected into the service was also very long, and it is certainly a very challenging thing because every day you wake up and every day you have to fight, every hour you have to fight, for every minute you have to fight with the positives and the negatives, that dream that you have and the negativity that you get because you continuously fail or you're not able to perform to your task. So what I tried to do for certain things that made me motivated, that first is, remember that you did not just start this service for the preparation because you were not having any other option. It was a certain kind of passion and ambition why you started. So when you started it for some big reason or some big ambition or passion, then you need to pursue it very hard. And secondly, what is important, that the power of habit, that you make a routine, you make a habit and then follow it diligently. And whenever you are down, there are many options to do. You can think about, when I say that you need to relax, and it is not that relaxing you go on a movie and you watch, you should watch movies to get fresh, but it's not like you can party or you can watch movies and all. Listen to things that is cognitively related to your preparation. For example, movies like Rocky or like Bhag Milkha Bhag, or some movies that actually relate to your preparation, that you get motivated or charged while seeing that yes, people do pass to a very tough times when they want to achieve something. Or listen to some motivational songs. So that's, I guess, sums up the preparation life.
Okay.
That's how tough it is, and that's how rewarding it is if you do the preparation.
Okay, and coming to the preparation part, so as we will know that the IFS exams, the prelims cutoff is higher than the civil service cutoff, and the mains preparation to some part it is a unique one.
Right.
So in the 2 months or 3 months period, how did you plan your preparation for your mains, especially with respect to your optional? You have a separate optional, 2 optionals you have to prepare.
Right.
So what was your main strategy for the IFS exam?
See, to discuss about the strategy, I would first say that first I took the optionals, like mine were forestry and geology. So you need to judge the relative difficulty of the optional. For example, I devoted like 40% of my time in forestry and 60% in geology, because forestry you get a feel of things, because you know things, but you need to learn about new things. You need to get the exact terminologies related to it. But geology is something that you have to learn a lot. So what first I did calibrate the amount of time that needs to be given to the subjects, and then I chalked out a strategy how to prepare for the subjects. And then the third point was that I focused on revisions. So by the time there was, I guess, 2 or 1.5 months to 2 months gap for the preparation. By that time I was able to complete like 3 revisions, preparation and as well as 3 revisions. Okay. So it was just a matter of time management, because then you'll be able to reproduce well in the examination.
Okay, and what do you suggest for those who are preparing for mains, especially for forest service? In these 2 months, how can they prepare for like test series? Because not much of test series is available, especially
Right.
for civil service we have many test series are available. But forest service, especially for optional, we do not have much of a test series kind of a thing. What
Right.
people can do for studying more, preparing themselves in the optional forest service examinations?
Right, I'll detail about it, because I have also come to know that the coachings or the test series are very less. I have come to know that few coachings are now providing the test series, but a better option, but you should write the test series because it is better evaluated. But the way I perceive it is that you take out the printout of the question papers of past 25 years.
Okay.
And then after reading your syllabus, after reading your material, syllabus and the material, just go to the questions again and again. Daily you go through one question paper at least.
Okay.
And mark the things that you are able to write and mark the things that you don't have any idea about it. So the things that you don't know about, you need to prepare a material for it, and the things that you know, you need to quickly think about the points, because in 2 months you do not get a lot of time to read also and write also.
Yes.
So it is always better that you think that okay, I can write 10 points. So like this you can prepare in very less time. But yes, I would certainly suggest that in forest service the number of questions that are there are way much more than there in civil services. So you need to have a very good writing practice. So what I did was, in my time there was no test series available. So I used to read all this question paper and everything for 1 hour in the night, and early in the morning, just after having breakfast probably, or before breakfast it would be right to say, I just used to write 4-5 answers in a go.
Okay.
So that your brain starts working and you write in such a speed, like in 5 minutes every answer. So I think that will be something that I would suggest to people, that write every day and do not forget English.
Okay.
English is the must to score.
Deciding factor, one of the most deciding
Right,
factor.
right. People think that they'll just come to know about the grammar,
Okay.
but it is something that you need to actually prepare for. Every marks count.
Yes.
And here it is.
Okay. So, and the next part of your exam, the interview part. So, how was your experience? What kind of questions were there, especially coming from engineering background, or questions were related to engineering or more related to your native place? What kind of questions you got?
Yes, the forest interview is there are 4 to 5 members. In general, there are 5, but I guess in my board there were 4 members only.
Okay.
There is always one member who asks about forestry. So it is always good to have a strong command, and if people have not yet chosen the optional, they should choose forestry because it is always beneficial in the interview. And rest of the questions were very diverse. They asked 1 or 2 things from your DAF, and they tried to relate environment and the other related wildlife issues or other issues like climate change and everything through things like in your DAF. And then they try to give you a situation based question. For example, in my interview they asked me 2 very curious questions. The first question they asked was regarding swimming, and I said that I was going to answer the question, and sir said that you are way too prepared in this, I'll not ask. So the next question, you go to the interview board, the second question they ask you is, Miss Arushi, tell me something that you have no idea about, and then I will ask questions from that topic.
Okay.
So I said, sir, no idea. Anything that you have 0.0% idea about.
Okay.
So it just clicked. You have to be very attentive about it. So I said that, sir, if the criteria is that I should be knowing 0.0% of the topic, then I would not be knowing the topic. So I cannot tell you the topic. So it is better that you ask about what it is.
Okay.
So what my idea about it is that you have to be very formal, but you have to be very conscious about the presence of mind. When you say it is 0.0%, so it is actually 0. Otherwise, if you know, it will be 0.1%. So, and then situation based questions were there, like what will you do if the forest guard gets drunk and this and that. So I think that in all these questions you have to be very moral, you have to follow a legal path, you have to be very ethical, and moreover you need to show the presence of mind, and that needs a lot of practicality. So
Okay.
I would suggest people who are preparing, just relax and talk to themselves for like half an hour to 1 hour daily, and then you will be able to form better opinions and answers.
Okay. So how did you prepare the basic content? Like, this was your experience. How was your preparation for interview? What materials you referred, or was there some books what you used? Anything if you could give.
The first thing I did was, when I got the call, there are a lot of transcripts available of the Forest Service in many coaching platforms, or there is a platform of Being IFS also, and there is a lot of transcripts available. So I first went through all the transcripts to understand what kind of questions will be asked. Then I prepared, I sorted out questions that I can answer that are more related to my DAF, and then the second thing I did was prepare everything that is related to my DAF. Every word that is written should be prepared. So I made, like in every A4 I used to write 1 word that is written in my DAF. For example, CBSE. Just for an example, if a trivial word like CBSE is also written and you think that okay, it's just a board, it is always better to draw like 1,000 arrows out of it and write the probable questions that can come. And then I started preparing for the answers to it.
Yes.
But in forest interview, what is also important, that you get hold of the technical parts. So it is always important that you learn about the environment, PT 365 or Mains 365, or any content that you have, read Down to Earth magazine or watch some videos on it, and also make a group of 4 or 5 and discuss about these things only. Give a mock, how the human wildlife conflicts occur, just a broad idea, because as a aspirant you need not to know about the nitty-gritties, but you need to have a broad idea. Basic idea.
Yes. So, and one more thing, the final question.
Right.
So the majority of them are wondering how the engineering students will be feeling difficult. Is it difficult for them to study a forestry subject? Because majority of them are from, as you will be knowing, even this year around 80% of them from engineering background. So how, as an engineer, how do you feel to study a different subject like a forestry or a geology for that matter during your preparation, and how did you manage that?
I think that actually it's more interesting.
Okay.
Matlab, it is coming from a science background and coming from an engineering background.
Yes.
And now reading about the life sciences more. And it is more interesting part, first thing. So there is always an interest, and I've seen in my batchmates also.
Yes.
People from an engineering background are more interested to know about things because it is a service that gives you interest in everything.
Okay.
So, for example, who will not be interested in how if leopard come into a city, then how would forest department save the leopard and save the people? So it's something that interests both. And secondly, I would say the kind of training that they give and the kind of resource persons that come to academy and the kind of lectures and presentations they give you, lot of exposure and a lot of tools give the people from the engineering background a very good idea about it.
Okay. And one more thing. So for forest service people who are writing mains this year or next year, so can you give a list of books for your optional forestry and geology, which can be useful for their mains preparation?
Right. So coming for the first optional, that is forestry, the two things that are very important to recommend is first is that Rishabh Gupta sir's notes are there in the market.
Okay.
So they are available in any Xerox shop, or it is on the internet also. People can get it printed. So this is a very concise notes, and it is in a flowchart manner. Then it is always better to revise and read it. Second will be Manikandan book, and you have to read it cover to cover and learn everything that is there, but better index it properly because it is a book that is not indexed properly. I do not know about the revised editions, but that's the issue. But that's the book that you need to read. Further, reading both these material will cover around 70% of the portion only that comes in the examination. So here comes the 25 years past years paper analysis, because certain questions are there and they are repeating themselves that are not even given in the book. So it is always better to refer to the internet.
Yes.
And coming to geology, there are 3 books that are very important and 1 notes are there in the market. So the first is K.M. Bangar. That I guess everybody reads.
Yes.
And the only mistake that people do, in my understanding, is that they read very selectively, and it should be read selectively. But what I realized after reading it selectively, first I read very selectively from the syllabus only, and then I used to analyze those 25 years papers, and then I was whatever the topics are there, shall I find in this Bangar book?
Yes.
Then I realized that almost everything got covered.
Okay.
Whatever the questions are, they'll be covered in this book.
Okay.
So I would suggest read K.M. Bangar cover to cover. That is very contrary to the opinion that people give, but that's what I think.
Okay.
But along with K.M. Bangar, you need to refer to Mohapatra. There is a book of Mohapatra, and there is also a book of Mukherjee.
Okay.
I guess we'll send the list. I'll send you the exact name and the list. So that they are important for referring, because in Bangar it is itself in a short notes format, and it is very difficult to write 200 or 300 words in that.
Yes.
So it is better to understand from that book.
Okay.
And as Xerox comes in the market, it is of Prajesh Jena sir's notes.
Okay.
They are also wonderful.
Okay.
So I think by this you can prepare for geology very good, but ultimately writing practice, learning, making ultra short notes so that you can revise in that time is very important.
Okay. Thank you, Arishi. Thank you so much for your informations. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you. Thank you guys. Kindly subscribe to my channel and like the video and share the video. Thank you everyone.